Oh, welcome guys. So this is a part 3 video for Ipo Chat. So first, let me try to apologize for the noises that will be made in the environment that I am. So please try by all means to avoid that. Let's focus on the content for now. So welcome. I hope managed to watch part 1 and part 2. Now we're just gonna drill deep on part 3. Part 3 will be having control structures, meaning that if statement, just to have a little bit of that if statement. I'm just gonna include it with if else and statement. So now we have the statement which says this is the question that I want to plot here. Just to put it here, just increase the font so that you could see. So it say accept age of a person and check if they're eligible for voting. So we know that if you're eligible for voting, it'll be 18. Now let's import. Let's actually include that table of hours, 3 columns. The first column, it has to be input. Second one, processing. Third one, without output. So now let's look at based on the instruction that we get. Let's try to identify what actions. Action now is this check verb. We're just trying to check the verb. We have two things. We're not going to calculate here. We have accept and check. Accept, check. So now what is the variable names that we input variable names? We say accept the age of a person, full stop. Then our variable name we managed to get there, which is age. Processing, we first start by saying accept age of a person. You can put it like this. IPO is simple, 5 marks. You can't afford to miss that 5 marks. Now they say check if a person is eligible for voting. If age is greater or equals to 18, then the person user is eligible. Let's sorry, eligible for voting, else they are not eligible. I mean, like if you can give a person who's not doing IT this thing, they will understand obviously. But if you can write and see the code, well, they can't understand it. Okay, so and say if accept age, and now I think our up here now is then fine. What I wanted to illustrate is this if statement. If you're just writing it like that, you're just writing as if you are reading it. If age is greater or equals to 18, then the user is eligible for voting. Else, then they are not. Else, they are not eligible. What is it that we write here? We write message because that is the only thing we will display. The message that we will display is this one: eligible for voting, not eligible for voting. That is the message that we will display. Okay, so that is one thing about age. If we can write the IPO, if we can write the pseudocode for that, we have to start by saying begin. Sorry about that. And we say declare sorry age as integer, and now we say display enter. No, sorry about that. Enter your age because we're referring to the person. So you're gonna say accept age. So sorry again for the background noise. I can't. If age is greater or equals to, then display eligible for voting. I'll just copy this message and print it here. And then we'll just fix this. Just say not in caps, but not eligible for voting. we are actually implying that any age that is not equal or is not greater or equals to 18, that the person is not eligible for voting. That's how we write that. So now we can end this and write a program. You see that there is no other variable name that we have here. So that is everything that we have. Accept age of a person. If age is greater than, you can just say accept age, just to cut it. Accept age. If age is greater or equals to 18, then the user is eligible for voting, else they're not eligible for voting. Then here we write what? The keyword message. We're not gonna write this message eligible for voting. Nah. We're gonna write like this. But if you were saying that you are not eligible for voting and you put age, I know basically you're concatenating this message with this variable name, then here you'll also write what? Age. And then they're fine. That is what is going to display. If then they are not eligible for voting. This okay. If age is greater than that, equals to that, then the user is not eligible to vote. Then or we can, I'm trying to check if we can write it in another version so that you just try, first you have to understand the problem, write it like how everybody write the problem, then you then try to see if you can change it, then query with your lecturer. Just be like, say, I understand that you wrote this way, but this is my approach. Is it wrong? Because if your approach is right, I doubt you will be able to struggle in terms of remembering that, you know. So let's hope everything is fine now. So thank you. I'll try to make more complex problems so that you can understand, just to solve complex problems so that you can understand. I hope everything is fine. Remember, with if statement here it is just quite simple, ne? Because you just write. You see this line, when you read it, you'll say if age is greater or equals to 18, then when you write it in this method, because this is in pseudocode, it's part of coding. That is the whole of it.